Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today Ice tutorial will be using the new Vault collection. In this palette I'm using Arm and Guard Ring the Alarm. So first I went with the shade Alert in my crease. Honestly, truly, this palette is very pigmented compared to the other one that I've used. So far this is my second one of the collection that I use, and with this color, the alert color, I just pack it because I really wanted the color to show. I really wanted it to be vibrant, but not that I'm saying that it's not pigmented. The palette is pigmented. This one is pigmented. Bring the Alum is very pigmented. It's not patchy, and I also go with a clean brush just to make sure that all the color that I pack was going on very smooth. Second, I went with the color Frame, and to deepen my crease a little bit, like I said, I'm only using two shade with this shadow look because I honestly did not know where I was going with this look. I was just wing it out, but I just pack on the color as many I wanted to just to make sure all the blending was going right. And also, if I lost the orange shade, I go back and add more of the orange shade also, just to make sure that the color look very blended and very pigmented, which I love. So don't be afraid to pack on the color. And right now I'm just cutting my crease. I'm just using a random concealer. You can use any concealer. I didn't know if I wanted to do a halfway cut crease or I wanted to do a whole blowout cut crease. So that's why like I'm very like kind of like skeptical at first. But it's like this little half-ish cut crease I'm doing just to see if I want to do a blowout one or like a middle one. I learned this halfway of doing cut crease. I learned that from P. Louise Academy on Instagram. They're a phenomenal artist. I want to be like them when I grow up. Before I add the shimmer color, I like to go with my NYX glitter primer, and I'm using the on camera gold shade from the Ring the Alarm palette. This shade is beautiful, and I like to use the glitter primer because I feel like when I use glitter primer before I add my shimmer color, it makes it look more pigmented and more vibrant. And I'm using this angle brush just to go back on top to deepen the crease a little bit more, and I add the color Frame to deepen the crease because it was one of the darker color that I add. And right now I'm just using the shimmer shade to elongate my cut crease a little bit more because I didn't want it to be a full-blown cut crease, but I want the outer part to be a little bit more long. So I go back with my shimmer shade and I'm elongating it. And I'm using this technique from P. Louise Academy. Also, I'm doing my bottom shadow before I put my foundation because from her I learned that it makes your shadow look more pigmented. So I'm using the P. Louise base in the shade 5, and then I go back with the shade Frame from the Ring the Alarm palette and just add it and smoke it out to smoke out my lash line. From her I learned that if you do it that way, it looks more pigmented. And in between, I'm adding these lashes. These are the Kiss lashes. I bought them at my beauty supply. I honestly do not know the name of the lashes, but I know the number is number 3. It's the Envy Iconic Lashes from Kiss. They look very beautiful. I like them. And I also figure a website to buy Kiss lashes for cheaper. It's called Berjour.com, and it's very cheap and they ship very fast. And I add some bottom mascara. I basically use the two shade that I use in the upper and my bottom part. For primer, I'm using the NYX One Star Cancer Primer. I'm doing it little by little because this primer is very mattifying, so and it does make your skin look dry, so I use it little by little instead of putting it all at once. To color correct, I'm using my Elegant Orange Color Corrector. For foundation, I'm using Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It's the collab with Jackie Aina, and the color I'm using is Hazelnut. I love this foundation. I love the finish of the foundation. It makes my skin look beautiful, but it's not mattifying. So if you want it to be mattifying, I recommend you use a mattifying primer and also to set it to make sure it looks mattified. It's medium to full coverage. The texture is very creamy, which I love, and it makes your face look very smooth. I recently purchased this foundation 2 weeks ago. For to highlight, I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind highlighter, no concealer in hazelnut. I recently been using this concealer. I really like it. One thing I don't like, I wonder how do I clean the spongy part. I don't know if it's removable because I'm very clean free because I'm acne prone person, so I have to make sure everything I touch is clean because my face break out very easily. But this foundation coverage, I love it. I like to leave it for like a good 15 seconds before I blend it out to make sure I have full coverage foundation, no concealer. To contour, I'm using the Black Radiance contour palette, and I use the darker shade to contour my face. And I'm just using a smaller brush to make sure I get my nose area. For bronzer, I use the Wet n Wild Dragging Me Down bronzer. I recently purchased this bronzer, and I honestly do not know how the correct way to use bronzer. I just add it on top of my contour, so I can help you out. To set my concealer, I'm using the Sacha Buttercut setting powder. I'm just setting all the area that I highlighted. And to remove my setting powder, I like to dump my brush in my face setting powder. It's the Max Fix Studio Fix powder. And if I do it that way, make sure I do not have any flashback. For highlighter, I'm using the Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter. I love this highlighter. It looks so beautiful and so popping on me. I look stunning. Oh, I'm so proud. And I'm just adding highlight in my nose. And I recently started adding highlight under my brow bone. I'm not a big fan. I do it one sip at a time. And I'm just cleaning up my contour with my setting powder. I like to do it like that. It makes sure that my face look more chiseled and snatched. And I'm removing it by dumping my brush in my face setting powder to make sure that I have no flashback and I don't have any yellowish line. I'm setting my face using my Morphe Continuing Mist. I love this setting spray. And I go back with my beauty blender to press in my makeup and my skin. For my lips, I'm using Mama Sister from ColourPop Cosmetic. It's the color with I Love Sorari. It's a beautiful fall color. And it's only $6. And it does crack though, sorry. That's it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed light. And I love the palette. It's beautiful. I think it's worth it. I don't like the Dark Magic one, but I honestly love the Ring the Alarm one. See you guys on my next tutorial.